What a crazy 24 hours it has been for news in the world of mixed martial arts, in particular the UFC, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here to the City Life Project YouTube channel for yet another MMA news and reaction video. This one, we got 3 topics we're going to dive into, 3 quick hits, as there's so much news dropping left, right, and center. I can barely keep up with it all, so we're bunching 3 news pieces into this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. Let's start with Nassourdine Imavov against Ikram Aliskerov. Now, all of you got duped on Twitter. I saw you all. Give your head a shake, take the L, and move on. Stop arguing. You all lost. You all got played. Paulo Costa, and we covered this in our last video. If you haven't checked that out, please do so. Paulo Costa never said he was fighting Ikram Aliskerov. Guys, don't you think he would try to promote the fight a little bit versus deny? I mean, there's always going to be an element of trolling, but come on. He never confirmed. The UFC lost. You all who got played lost. However, Aliskerov, he's still going to have a good fight. And if anything, Aliskerov is getting an easier fight, in my opinion. He's taking on Nassourdine Imavov. Right off the bat, I'm giving my prediction. I mean, Ikram Aliskerov is going to destroy this man. Aliskerov is going to get the win, folks. He's just so much better than Imavov everywhere. I promise you that. I promise you that. I'm not promising the win, but I promise you he's better everywhere. Imavov is a fine fighter, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing wrong with him. He's still young. He's still learning. And he was beating Chris Curtis before that no contest, before that clash of heads. Imavov's cardio is questionable. We all know he gasses halfway through the second round, and if he doesn't gas in the second round, he's gassing in the third. His striking is very good, and his striking looked amazing against Chris Curtis. I have to give him credit for that. His wrestling is okay. And let's be honest, folks, he only wins against meh opponents. Let's take a look at it. 12-4 in his MMA career. Only 27 years old. So again, he has a lot of time to get better. 5 KO TKOs, 4 submissions, 3 decisions, 4-2 in the UFC, 1 no contest. Chris Curtis took that fight to replace Kelvin Gastelum. Again, head clash, second round. Lost to Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland took that fight on short notice, and Sean Strickland came in and absolutely humbled Nassourdine Imavov. Beat Joaquin Buckley, who's a fine fighter in his own right. Again, unanimous decision. Neither of them knocked each other out. That's kind of how I would have thought that fight to go. I think Joaquin Buckley, as far as like talent level, he's about the same there as Imavov. Like, neither of them are ever going to be champions, but they're good fighters. They're good ranked fighters in their respected division. He beat Shabazian, who sucks. He beat Hennish, who he's whatever. He lost to Phil Hawes, guys. I mean, come on. So again, just to kind of prove my point there, he has not fought nor beaten the best of the best yet. Now, Ikram Aliskerov, he hasn't either. But if you take a look at the opponents that he's beaten lately, better than some of the washed guys that Nassourdine Imavov has beaten and lost to. As Aliskerov's only losses to Khamzat Chimaev, Nassourdine Imavov last lost to Phil Hawes, man. Like, are you kidding me? 14-1 is the 30-year-old out of Russia. And again, 30 years old. He's relatively young in the sport. He's in his prime right now. 5 KO TKOs, 5 submissions, 3 decisions. Destroyed Mario Sousa on the Contender Series. Easily got him down. Easily set up the Kimura. Mario Sousa is a very good fighter in his own right, folks. Destroyed Phil Hawes, man. Destroyed Phil Hawes with that right cross. Phil Hawes beat Imavov, okay? And you take a look at some of the other fighters. I mean, other than that one fight in Eagle FC, 11-3 guy, 9-4 guy, again, 20-13, not that great. Lost to Chimaev, beat a 12-3 guy, 3-0, 4-0, 9-4. I mean, Brave is a great developmental promotion, folks. Like, if you're a champion in Brave, that means something. That means something. More so than f***ing Cage Warriors these days. 3 out of his last 6 opponents were very, very good opponents. And Aliskerov's only loss in his 15 fights, again, was to Khamzat Chimaev. He has solid striking, great cardio, great grappling. I mean, MMA math, their skills head-to-head. The fact that Imavov is known for gassing more than he's known for his good striking, it's just not a good matchup. It's not a good matchup at all. I know I'm going to be doing a predictions video down the road, but this sucks for Imavov. I guess it's a good platform for the guy in Abu Dhabi. He's going to get eyes. He's going to get supporters. He already has like all of France supporting him, as well as the Aliskerov group as well. They're going to be probably a little bit more torn. That demographic of fans than that of France. So maybe, Imavov actually comes in with more fan support, but Aliskerov is going to absolutely destroy him, folks. I'm giving my prediction right now. Let me know your thoughts in the live chat. Let me know your thoughts in the comment. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Let's get to our latest piece of news. Cory Sandhagen has an opponent, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, 5-rounder. It will still be main event. It's just going to be at a little bit of a catchweight. I imagine 140 pounds. Cory Sandhagen is going to be fighting Rob Font, who's going to take this fight on short notice. But Rob Font has been preparing for a fight with Song Yadong at UFC 292. This one, we'll get into their resume. We'll get into the tail of the tape here in just a moment. But again, this will be 5 rounds. Font is not going to be fighting on that Boston card, which he's a Boston guy. So you got to imagine it was a little bit of a hard decision for him. But being able to fight the likes of Cory Sandhagen gets him right back into the top of the division and, title contention picture if he gets a win over Cory Sandhagen over a win on Song Yadong. Song Yadong, that one was going to be a brawl. As we saw, Song Yadong, whoever he fights, it ends up being a brawl. And Rob Font, he's a brawler. He prefers to fight on the feet. He prefers to box. He prefers to fight guys where he can pick apart at range, especially those blitzy guys who just walk right into his jab. He absolutely destroyed Adrian Yanez in his last fight, where he missed weight. So I'm interested to see, if this one plays in favor of either of the guys. Obviously, Cory was ready to fight a very interesting and kind of unknown striker with very good wrestling in Nurmagomedov. But how about the storyline now for Nurmagomedov being able to go likely fight in Abu Dhabi on that card in a few months? I mean, I feel like that's going to be better for his platform anyways. So he might have lucked out in this one, regardless of fighting, up the rankings. And if Umar would have beaten Cory Sandhagen, well, I mean, that would have been huge for his career and his next few fights in the UFC. I get it, but being able to now perform on a big stage, that in Abu Dhabi, as a Nurmagomedov, that's just going to be huge for the kid. Wish him a fast recovery. This is huge for Rob Font, though. I know he doesn't get a fight in Boston now, but this is still huge for Rob Font. Like I said, he gets him right back in the top of the division and hell, maybe even the title contention picture if he beats Cory Sandhagen. Because you got to imagine, Cory Sandhagen, he's just knocking off every guy who's knocking on that title contention door right now. If he beats Rob Font, I mean, I'm sorry. He has to be next in line for the title. And this is good for the rankings too, as Rob Font is what, the 7th ranked guy? He's just a couple notches down from Cory Sandhagen's ranking versus that of Nurmagomedov, who a win over Cory Sandhagen would have jumped the line right to the top. Again, I'm guessing this is going to be at 140 pounds, seeing that it is a catchweight. It could very well be at 145 though. We shall see, and we'll continue to monitor this story. Let's take a quick look at the tail of the tape here. Rob Font, 20 wins, 6 losses. He is getting up there in age, folks. He is 36. He won his last fight. Beautiful knockout against Adrian Yanez. He is 3-2 in his last 5 fights. 10-5 in the UFC, 6-0 in CES. Again, unbelievable jab, very, very good striker, and he's fine everywhere else. Like, fine enough to be an MMA veteran and take on younger guys who, try to threaten for a takedown, whatever. Like, he's got decent takedown defense. His grappling isn't horrendous, but where Rob Font wants to be is on the feet. Lost to Marlon Vera and Jose Aldo. Not bad losses there. Beat Cody Garbrandt, Marlon Moraes, Ricky Simone. Now, Cody Garbrandt, Marlon Moraes, they were kind of on their downfall at that time. I get it. Ricky Simone, that's not a bad win, as Ricky Simone was 15-2 at that time. Beat Sergio Pettis. That's a great win, given where Sergio Pettis is now in his career. Beat Thomas Almeida, Matt Schnell, Diego Silva de Andrade. Like, he's got some great wins on his record. And his losses, to be honest, he's lost to really good guys in the division. Pedro Munoz, Asuncao, Aldo, and Vera. But then you look at Cory Sandhagen, man. This guy is unbelievable. He is one of the most talented fighters in the UFC, striking and learning from one of the best kickboxers and Muay Thai fighters of all time in that of Superlek as well. 3-2 in his last 5 fights as well, 16-4. 31 years of age, 7 KO, TKO, 3 submissions, 6 decisions, 9-3 in the UFC, 2-1 in LFA, beat Marlon Vera, beat Song Yadong. So he beat the guy who beat Rob Font. He beat a guy who Rob Font was about to go up against, and honestly, I was leaning towards Song Yadong to win that fight in my official prediction for Rob Font and Song Yadong, but it was going to be an absolute brawl. So, I thought it was going to be a razor-close decision. Both them bloodied in the face, bruised and battered sort of thing. But Rob Font very much had a chance to win that fight. Lost to Petr Yan. I mean, he took that fight on short notice and looked good in the first few rounds. I think he beat TJ Dillashaw. I mean, broke Frankie Edgar's chin. Broke Marlon Moraes. Lost to Aljamain Sterling in 2020, but if you guys heard on the Joe Rogan Experience recently, Cory Sandhagen said that loss was actually really good for him as it kind of woke him up, forced him to make some changes in his training, in his life, and actually helped him propel to the next level. So I don't even think that he thinks that, that was a bad thing that happened to him. Before then, beat a Sun Tzu as well. Beat John Lineker. John Lineker is still legit ripping it up in one championship. Mario Bautista, I mean, he's just so good and he just keeps getting better and better and better. Now, I know Rob Font's got a little bit of reach on him. Cory Sandhagen's a little bit taller, though. It's going to be a fun fight. I imagine Sandhagen's going to mix it up like he did against Chito Vera, and I imagine he's going to get this win. Give Cory Sandhagen the title shot next. I don't care if Aljamain Sterling is in the division or not. I really don't. If Aljo beats Sean O'Malley and moves up, then it's Merab Sandhagen for the belt. If Sean O'Malley wins, I still think it's Sandhagen O'Malley for the title. Sorry, Merab. Sorry, Merab. You'll get the next one. Cory Sandhagen, what a fun fight. I thought it was going to be canceled. Some people, I wanted it to be Petr Yan, to be perfectly honest, but I heard that Petr Yan's taking a break from MMA. One championship, just scoop him up already. Get him in a promotion where he can actually fight. You know what I mean? Not these stupid rules that the UFC has. I hate the UFC rules. Global rule set or nothing at all. Come on, folks. You will not allow or force commissions to sanction the global rule set. What is wrong with you? It's asinine. It's a disgrace. It's a slap in the face to combat sports fans. I hate it. And it's why the UFC is not my favorite promotion. It's the reason the UFC is my third. You know what? The UFC is my fourth favorite promotion. It just got leveled down. It just took another step down. One championship, KSW, Ryzen, UFC. And that's not in rank of the best promotion, but my favorite as far as being entertained. Fix your shit, UFC. So anyways, I wanted Sandhagen's replacement to be Petr Yan. Cory wasn't going to fight Song Yadong again when Rob Font was right there, given that they haven't fought before, and Rob Font, I believe, is higher in the rankings or right there with Song Yadong. Anyways, so again, this is the right decision. I'm happy Cory Sandhagen has someone to fight. I'm excited that it's Rob Font. I do think Cory Sandhagen wins this one. He's been preparing for a more virtuoso type striker. I think he's fine, and he's always prepared to fight a brawler that is Rob Font. And if Rob Font gets it done, credit to him. I mean, he's right up there in the mix now. He's right up there in the mix. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, folks. Who do you think wins this fight and how? Like and subscribe as we turn the page to our last piece of news here. The only fight that has not been confirmed on Tapology yet, Israel Adesanya will be fighting Sean Strickland in Perth, in Australia, for the title. This is crazy. We all thought it was going to be Dricus du Plessis. We all thought it was going to be Africa versus Africa. South Africa versus Nigeria. Africa versus New Zealand. Sorry, China. Now we have China versus the USA. USA. Sean Strickland. Trailer trash. Sean Strickland's going to be taking on Israel Adesanya for the middleweight title. We will make an entire extra video on this as the lead up to this fight builds because, oh my goodness. I mean, Adesanya is going to be on Ariel Helwani. Sean Strickland's going to be on multiple MMA outlets, but probably going to be on Ariel Helwani as well. I mean, does Ariel have the balls to put them both together like he's done in the past with, I think it was a couple Bellator fighters. He did it with Badahari and Alistair Overeem. Does he have the balls to do it with these guys via online or in studio? I mean, I don't think Sean Strickland's going to New York anytime soon. Neither is Israel Adesanya. This is going to be an exciting one, folks. Now, look, early predictions, Adesanya, he's probably going to piece this guy up. Seriously. The only path to victory, in my opinion, for Strickland is if he wrestles Adesanya, because the guy has good grappling. We saw him fight at welterweight, and he employed his grappling so well. But the build-up, the press conferences, the interviews, China versus USA, ladies and gentlemen. And if and when Israel Adesanya wins this fight and defends his belt, Dricus is going to be waiting for him. Dricus is going to be the next one. And that one's going to be equally exciting. So, I mean, Israel Adesanya, I mean, cha-ching, man. Love him or hate him, think he's super cringe or not, despite him being an animal of this is just going to propel his notoriety, his hype. Love him or hate him for his next two fights. Sean Strickland, there's going to be so much noise around it, man. And Dricus du Plessis with, their back and forth and their issues as well. I may be African, but I'm no brother of yours, son. Oh, what a line by Dricus. Dricus apparently was banged up going into the Robert Whittaker fight. His nose was fixed, but apparently had some other issues and just won't be ready. Much like Oliveira wasn't ready, but somehow Oliveira's ready now. Won't be ready to fight in Australia. Let me know your thoughts on this matchup. Let me know your thoughts on the build-up for this fight. Let me know who you think is going to win. Like and subscribe, folks, and I will see you on the next one.